Greetings, BookTube. Here I am at work. It's quiet. Everybody seems to be in their rooms, sleeping. After all, it is a hotel. And I guess that's what people do. But because they're quiet and sleeping, it means I can record some content because I've got the time on my hands. And that's a good thing because I love talking about books. And I'll take any opportunity to do it. Well, I'm here today to talk about my April to read list. Now, my last post was my March wrap up, and at the end of that, I said that I had started American Tabloid by James Ellroy, and I was going to continue that into April, which I did for the first couple of days, but it was a library book and it was due back because I procrastinated starting it. And when I tried to renew it, I was told no, I couldn't because there are more people waiting for it. So I had to put my name back on the hold list. And who knows when I'll get it back. Hopefully I'll remember everything that happened when it comes back in, and I'll just be able to pick up where I left off. So for the time being, that book, American Tabloid by James Ellroy, is on hold. It's okay, because I got plenty of other books to read. So I'm starting off the month with a John D. Macdonald book. John D. Macdonald gave us the Travis McGee series of mysteries that started in the late 50s and went all the way up to the early 80s. And he also wrote a lot of standalone books, one of which I reviewed just a couple of weeks ago, Cape Fear. This one that I'm starting the month with is The Girl, the Gold Watch and Everything, a time travel suspense novel about a man who inherits a gold watch that allows him to travel in time and the adventures it takes him on. And apparently, from what I understand, they're quite suspenseful adventures. See, this is what happens when you work third shift, is you lose your ability to speak like a human being. But anyway, I still plug along. And once I'm finished with The Girl, the Gold Watch and Everything, I'm going to tie into another video I put up about a month ago about movies that I've seen, but I never read the books. And I have a bunch of books in my collection. I've added to it since then. So I'm going to be chipping away at some of these books where I've seen the movie, and now I'm going to read the books. And the next one that I'm going to do, Cape Fear, by the way, was one of those. I'd seen both versions of the movie, and finally get around to reading the book. But the next one is going to be Looking for Mr. Goodbar by Judith Rosner, movie from, I think that was the 1970s that the movie came out, late 70s, maybe early 80s. Diane Keaton and Richard Gere, about a woman who is a school teacher by day and barfly by night, and who takes advantage of the sexual revolution of the 70s to have a very promiscuous life and the paths that it leads her down. Looking for Mr. Goodbar by Judith Rosner, late 70s. And then the next one on the list, I'm looking forward to this one so much, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. Many of you out there probably have seen or at least heard of the movie with Bette Davis and Joan Crawford, classic movie from the 1950s, and the book that it is based on is supposed to be even better than the movie. And let me tell you, that movie was something else. If you haven't seen it, find it somewhere and give yourself a thrill, because it is one of the most intense movies that Bette Davis ever did. And I've also got a special treat in that in this book, the copy of Whatever Happened to Baby Jane that I got also has the novella that was the basis for another Bette Davis movie called Hush, Hush, Sweet Charlotte from the early 60s. And that was a movie that gave me nightmares as a kid when I saw it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how the book weighs in on the horror scene, because that was a whopper of a movie. And what else have I got going here on my list? Oh yeah, also, my wife and I continue to read to each other, a practice we started some time ago and we really enjoy. I'm continuing with the next Ian Rutledge mystery, A Matter of Justice. I keep talking about the Charles Todd, Ian Rutledge mysteries. Charles Todd is a great writer. Charles Todd is actually a mother and son team, and the mother part of the team passed away in 2021. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with the Charles Todd authorship, if the son is going to continue on with it or move on to other things. I've not been able to find out his plans. He's not posted anything on the website regarding it, but we're up to book 11 in the Ian Rutledge series. Awesome series set just after World War I, with a protagonist that investigates murders while also battling his own shell shock that he received battling in the Somme in France at the end of World War I. And it makes for quite a complex set of books as his shell shock continues to build and continues to haunt him in a very unique way. Really, get a hold of these books. I think you'll love them. And my wife is reading to me still from the Brother Cadfael series by Ellis Peters. The book we're on now is called Pilgrim of Hate, and we're a little ways into that now. And it seems like from so far, like it's not going to be a murder mystery, it's going to be a theft mystery, as a theft has just happened. Brother Cadfael, if you haven't seen the PBS television series with Derek Jacobi, is a wonderful character. Jacobi portrayed him pretty good. I see him a little differently reading the books, but still Derek Jacobi is a class actor. And the character that Ellis Peters wrote is just perfection as far as a literary armchair sleuth goes. He's stepped into the shoes of, Ellis Peters rather, has stepped into the shoes of Agatha Christie and Marjorie Allingham, and has carried that kind of cozy mystery up into our time with the Brother Cadfael books. Brother Cadfael, as I've said before, is a 12th century monk who solves mysteries in between prayers and attending masses, and sometimes getting out of doing those to go run down a suspect. And just a fun series, absolute fun. And what else have I got on my list? I think that's it. That's all I've got on my list. I'm sure there'll be other books as the month goes on, but we'll see what they turn out to be, because I've got other books on hold at the library. I've got another James Ellroy called Perfidia on hold at the library. I've got the first Lou Archer mystery by Ross Macdonald called The Moving Target on hold at the library. And the return of American Tabloid by James Ellroy, so I can finally finish it and find out what happens to these really brutal characters. So anyway, that's my April lineup, the start of it anyway. No doubt a couple of other books will sneak in at the end or somewhere in between, because something will pop into my hands and I'll go, oh, I gotta read this now, and it'll bump a couple of things down the list. And you know how that happens, especially when you're an avid reader. And that's it for now. I've got some more content coming up. I'm going to be taking part in the Horror Mayhem reading event in May, and I'll be doing a post on that. And I've also got my April author spotlight that I need to get done, and still trying to decide between 3 authors who I'm going to spotlight this time. So look forward to seeing you all again. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I hope you stick around. Hit the subscribe button so you get notifications whenever I put up something new. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Always glad to spend time with you. And hit the like button. Let me know that I'm doing something right here. And leave comments. I love comments. I love chatting back and forth in the comments with you folks. Let me know what you're reading, what you think of the books I'm reading. Have you read any of them? And as always, remember, amor fati, love your fate. Talk to you again later. Bye.